Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We will talk today about the evaluation of the national qualification framework in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And we will take the electrical engineering program as a special case. I'm Dr. Abdurrahman Al-Qawasmi, NCAA consultant and academic accreditation programs reviewer. In 2015, the National Qualification Framework already defined its domains at the third level, which is the bachelor degree level. And there were four domains: knowledge, cognitive skills, interpersonal skills and responsibility, communication, information technology, and numerical skills. Of course, for these domains, each program should define its learning outcomes to cover all these domains. Also, in 2015, the National Qualification Framework also defined its graduate attributes. And these graduate attributes, as you know, they cover also the four domains that we talked about. And the graduate attributes, as you know, that's the students that or the graduates that should demonstrate after finishing its bachelor degree. The first one, it is about the knowledge. The second one, it is about solving complex problems and to find creative solutions. The third one is about using and identification appropriate mathematical and statistical techniques in the analysis and resolution of complex issues. And the third one is about the leadership and willingness to cooperate fully with others in joint projects and initiatives. The fifth one, in the case of a professional program, the full range of knowledge and skills required for effective practice in the profession concerned. And the last one, in the case of academic program, not geared to professional practice, in-depth knowledge and understanding of research literature in a field and ability to interpret, analyze, and evaluate the significance of that research and extending knowledge in the field. As you see, the first one is related to the first domain about knowledge. The second and third one, they are related to the cognitive skills. The fourth one, as you see, this is for interpersonal skills and leadership. But regarding the fifth and the sixth graduate attributes, as you see, it depends on the program itself. As you know, some programs, they are professional programs, which means there is more practice and using tools. So the research is not very important in this case. And most of the academic programs that after that, students, they are trying to continue their postgraduate studies. So for academic programs, as you see, the research is very important, and research skills should be given more attention. So we can say that for academic programs, we have mainly 5 graduate attributes, and for profession also the same. So each program should choose the correct fifth or sixth graduate domain. As you see, there were a transition between 2015 and 2017. And in 2017, the National Qualification Framework already become Saudi Arabia Qualification Framework. And at that time, as you see, that the knowledge become knowledge and understanding. The communication skills, information technology, it become only skills, and it contains also the responsibility and communication skills and IT skills. All of them they become in one domain skills. And as you see, the cognitive skills and psychomotor skills, they are combined together to be a competence. And this is, as you see, the consistency between the 2015 and 2017 between National Qualification Framework and Saudi Arabia Qualification Framework. In 2017, the Saudi Arabia Qualification Framework, they put more detailed information about the domains, as you see here, for the knowledge, for skills, and for competence. For skills, as you see, it is about related to the field, related to the information in the program, and how to solve problems, how to be creative, and other things. Regarding the knowledge, as you see, it is about theory, how to know the theory and to understand the theory related to the program. But the competence, as you see, it becomes distributed over three sub-domains. The first one is about autonomy and responsibility. The second one about practice, and the third one about attributes. And for every subdomain, we have several keywords, or we can say that attributes that should be with the graduates from each program. And I forget to mention that in SAQF in 2017, the bachelor level become the 6th level. So in National Qualification Framework 2015, it was 3rd level, and now it become the 6th level. So in this time, it is more precise, and each program should fit not only in general with knowledge, skills, and competence. Also, the program should take to be more in deep in defining its program learning outcomes, because as you know, by measuring the program learning outcomes, we can measure the achievement of graduate attributes. So we have now 3 domains, but the 3rd domain, as you see, it goes in deep, and it contains autonomy and responsibility, practice, and attributes, as I said before. The consistency with the SAQF 2017, really, I said that we'll take the electrical engineering program as a special case. And as you know, the old engineering programs, they are trying to adopt the ABET student learning outcomes. So at that time, as you know, before ABET updated its learning outcomes, we had 11 learning outcomes for A to K. And we tried at that time, 2017, to distribute these outcomes over the 3 domains. We had 2 learning outcomes that they fit with the knowledge, and we have 5 learning outcomes that they fit with skills, and 4 that they fit with competence. So we have here 11 ABET student learning outcomes that they are distributed over the 3 domains that defined by SAQF in 2017. This is the knowledge domain in deep, as you see. For example, for the knowledge domain, as I said before, we have 2 program learning outcomes. The first one is H, and the second is J. H is about the broad education necessary to understand. So we talk about education and understanding here. And the J is about knowledge of contemporary issues. It is about knowledge. So it is fit with the first domain of SAQF, knowledge domain by SAQF. And as we said before, they go in deep. They talk about broad understanding, knowledge on a range of different perspectives or schools of thought, and also specialist knowledge informed by current developments of discipline or field of work. So we have knowledge by Saqif, and we have two learning outcomes that they fit with this domain. Regarding the skills domain also, as I said before, we have five program learning outcomes. We have A, K, B, E, and C. And we have two learning outcomes regarding skills that they fit with one of the SAQF skills, one of the skills of SAQF domain, which is about applying advanced skills techniques. It's about applying. And as you see in the ABIT student learning outcomes, we have A and K. They are also about applying. The first one is about the ability of students to apply knowledge of mathematics, science, and engineering. And the second one is ability to use techniques, skills, and modern engineering tools necessary for engineering practice. And from the SAQF side, we have applying advanced skills, techniques, practices, and the creativity in specified discipline or field of work. Regarding the student learning outcome B, an ability to design and conduct experiments as well as to analyze and interpret data. This is about design. So we have in SAQF practicing routine methods of inquiry, investigation, and research for defined projects, which I don't think it is much 100%, but I think also it can be used here. E is an ability to identify, formulate, and solving engineering problems. And the SAQF, we have critically evaluate the approaches and methods to solving problems. And finally, we have C, which is about ability to design a system, component, or process to meet desired needs within realistic constraints such as economic, environmental, social, political, ethical, health and safety, manufacturability and sustainability. And we see that we have one of the skills in the SAQF domain, which is about utilizing well-developed cognitive or technical skills for the analysis and evaluation of complex information. As you see, there is in the skills domain, you cannot find really something specific for design. So the B and C really about talking about design based on experiments or design as we know in the engineering programs. So in the skills domain by SAQF, I think the design maybe is not fit or not considered in the skills domain by SAQF. But if we go to the competence domain now, we see that we have four student learning outcomes by ABIT, D, G, I, and F. We have two student learning outcomes, D and G, that they fit with the autonomy and responsibility. D is about an ability to function on multidisciplinary teams, and G is an ability to communicate effectively. And we see that we have autonomy and responsibility, which is in SAQF, it is about working effectively in team, taking structured decisions, demonstrating the potential or management of complex technical or professional activities and project teams and decision making. Regarding I, it is about recognition of the need for and an ability to engage in lifelong learning. And this is related to the practices in SAQF using theoretical principles for complex tasks, using advanced techniques for developing solutions to complex problems, utilizing a range of sources to make judgments and decisions, and analyzing and interpreting information for a complex decision and information and innovation. Finally, F is an understanding of professional and ethical responsibility which about awareness relating to the importance of building professional relationship, displaying confidence and potential for leadership and entrepreneurialism, being respectful, team-oriented, and approachable in social and professional contexts, and developing a personal attitude towards value and ethics. So it is about attributes about ethics and leadership, and I think F is fit also with the attributes. So we have the competence domain. I think the practice here we can take learning outcomes from skills and put here, I mean from the student learning outcomes from ABIT, because we have here about complex tasks, about solutions, but also they have, as I mentioned before, also they have solutions, problem solutions in SAQF, in the skills domain, but in the design is not really can be viewed in SAQF. The graduate attributes of electrical engineering program was built at that time, as I said before, based on 2015. As you see, we have here the graduate attribute and the student learning outcomes. For knowledge of comprehensive, we have H and J. For ability to investigate complex problems, we have E. The ability to identify and use appropriate mathematical and statistical techniques, we have A. And capacity to provide leadership, we have G. And in the case of professional program, the full range of knowledge, we have H. And in the case of academic program not geared to professional, we have B and C as for academic programs. So as you see, we couldn't in SAQF, because they didn't in SAQF define the graduate attributes as they did in 2015. So after even 2015, we tried to define the graduate attributes not only based on national qualification framework, also based on different resources. The national qualification framework was one of them. Also the graduate attributes at the university level, and also we based on the ABIT learning outcomes, we tried to put somehow these graduate attributes to be fit with all three sources that I mentioned. Moving to National Qualification Framework KSA 2020 from SAQF 2017 to NQF KSA 2020. As you know, in parallel, the ABIT learning outcomes also updated and become 7 learning outcomes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, instead of using letters A to K. And because the National Qualification Framework updated, and the ABIT also updated its learning outcomes, we need at that time to make updates for our academic programs. In our case, the electrical engineering program. So the program dated the learning outcomes domains from ABIT also, learning outcomes from ABIT and the domains from based on the National Qualification Framework KSA. I know this is in Arabic, but these the domains of the National Qualification Framework KSA 2020. They are the same as in 2017, but in this edition we have the understanding is added to the knowledge. It's not about pure knowledge, it is about knowledge and understanding. Also the second one about skills, and the third one was competence. And as you saw with me, that the competence is distributed over 3 subdomains, and here also we have 3 subdomains. It is about values now, about also the responsibility, and in the skills domain now it is also detailed as cognitive skills and other practices skills and communication skills. So we can see from 2015 until 2020 there were some changes, but not very significant changes. It is generalized. The domains are generalized, and maybe but under these three domains we have still the same domains that we know about 2015. So, but here the NCAA, they went in deep to define every domain based on subdomains to be more precise and to help academic programs to define their learning outcomes based on these domains. After 2020, as I said before, the National Qualification Framework 2017, they didn't define the graduate attributes. So in 2020 also, we had to define our graduate attributes for electrical engineering program, but now it is based on the graduate attributes of the university, considering the National Qualification Framework KSA 2020 domains, and also considering the student learning outcomes from ABET. So we already defined 7 graduate attributes for electrical engineering program. The first one is about understanding and applying knowledge. The second one is ability to employ critical thinking and develop critical solutions. It is about solving engineering problems. The third one is about proficiency in electrical engineering design. It is about design. The fourth one is about using techniques, tools, and devices to conduct appropriate experiments, which is about data. Also, the fifth one, it is about commitment to professional and academic values, which is about values, which is in the value domain. The third one in National Qualification Framework. The sixth one is ability to build plans for academic and professional self-development. And the last one, ability to work collaboratively and constructively and lead diverse teams. So as you see, we have 7 graduate attributes. We have 7 student learning outcomes from ABET, and these 7 cover the 3 domains from National Qualification Framework KSA 2020. And of course, in these graduate attributes, we covered the knowledge and understanding, the skills, and the values and autonomy and responsibility. But what I want to mention here, I should cover all subdomains of National Qualification Framework KSA 2020, because if you want to cover all of them, maybe you need more graduate attributes that you don't need in electrical engineering, because if you're adopting the ABET learning outcomes, they are enough for the engineering program. So you don't need to add and to fit 100% with all subdomains of the National Qualification Framework KSA 2020. Of course, in order to implement the National Qualification Framework, and as you know, one of the eligibility requirements from NCAA, you need to submit a report to show that your program consists with the NCAA, with the National Qualification Framework. In our case now, we are talking about the last updated one, 2020. So you need, of course, to show evidence and to show how did you define your graduate attributes, your learning outcomes, and how did you consider 2020 National Qualification framework. Thank you very much for listening. See you inshallah in other presentations and other talking about quality. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.